So, Power Rangers Issue 17, The Adventures of the Omega Rangers continue, written by Ryan Parrott and artwork done by Renner. And I gotta say, I'm really excited for the Omega Rangers adventures in space, because it looks like some crazy stuff is gonna go down with these characters with what Ryan set up in this issue, because the first half of this issue, or most of this issue, covers the aftermath of the Omega Rangers trying to fix what happened in the Eltarian War. You've got Jason trying to find Draken's location and their old ship. You've got Zach sort of helping Archon out because there's some thieves running around the planet of SafeHaven. And then you've got Trini trying to fix 11, and 11 is sort of having his own problems, robot problems, after what has happened to him throughout the series run. So this issue is kind of sort of an aftermath of everything that happened, but it's also building up towards the next story arc we'll be getting in the next couple of issues. And I gotta say, how this issue ended, I'm really excited to see what happened, especially the last page, because I was not expecting this group of characters to show up in the comic, and we'll get to them as we recap and discuss issue 17 of Power Rangers. So the issue opens up with Jason trying to find some kind of signal out in space, whether it's Morphin energy spikes, the old spaceship, or even Draken, because Jason is trying to find Draken after he kind of left everyone at the end of the last story arc going out into space, and unfortunately Jason can't find a signal, so it makes you wonder, where is Draken right now out in the middle of space? Because if he can't find a signal, has Draken gone to the deep ends of the universe, or is he that good at hiding? So I do wonder where Draken is right now, and if he's going to return later down the line. Maybe he'll be the unexpected hero in an upcoming issue, who knows, but Jason's unable to find him, and Jason's goal in this issue, well, through most of this issue, is to find Draken's location. Meanwhile, we've got Trini trying to reactivate 11 after what happened in the previous story arc where Draken, or 2 story arcs ago, because that happened at the end of Unlimited Power, where Draken sort of tore the guy in half and left him for dead. So Trini's trying to reactivate 11, and while she's doing this, she's got Billy on speakerphone, and what I like about this is, while Billy's on speakerphone, this is happening while the Mighty Morphin team is out trying to find a new command center. So these two storylines, once again, are intertwining and happening at the exact same time. So I do like that bit of storytelling we've got going on, so it makes me do wonder, are these two storylines going to connect again later down the line, much like we got with the Eltarian War? It probably will take a while, probably another year or two, I don't know, but I do like how these two storylines are intertwining at the same time while this is going on. So with the help of Billy, Trini is able to get 11 back online, and I gotta say, I love the little joke that Ryan slipped in there for Billy as Trini is trying to put 11 back online, where Billy does the whole Frankenstein thing going, it's alive thing, and there is a problem with 11 coming back online, and that is, he has no memories. And because he's got no memories, he's sort of back in factory default setting mode, where he's sort of treating everyone, calling them flashbags and meat bags and stuff like that. Not those words exactly, but he has to sort of learn everything bit by bit and sort of get his memories back on track. So after the whole Trini stuff happens, we cut to Zach and Archon, the Birdman, and it seems like there's some thievery going on SafeHaven, and one of the things that has been stolen is one of the weapons that belonged to a Morphin Master, the Morphin Master Spear, and apparently it's been stolen by someone. And when I found out, oh, there's a thief on SafeHaven, is it going to be someone we know in the Power Rangers universe? But not exactly, it's a Eltarian, and we'll talk about Zach tracking down the Eltarian right now, because that story arc happens really quickly and is resolved really quickly. Well, most of the issues in this comic are resolved fairly quickly, apart from the Trini one. So let's talk about the Zach thing first, because the Zach thing first is very interesting. Now, one of the Eltarians is stealing one of the Master Morphin weapons, and when I saw that weapon, when the Eltarian was using it, I was like, where have I seen that weapon before? It looks vaguely familiar. It's on the tip of my tongue. And then I went back and I looked at all the Power Ranger Universe variant covers, and lo and behold, that is one of the weapons seen on the variant covers belonging to the legendary Black Squadron Ranger. And I'll have an image of it up on screen right now. So Ash, remember that in post-editing. Have that image up on screen. Alright, hopefully it's there. So that weapon was used by the Black Squadron Ranger, and I love that tie-in to Power Rangers universe, because that means I'm going to pay extra attention to Power Rangers universe now to catch this weapon when we see it again. But I do like that attention to detail with that weapon showing up in this comic. So let's talk about the Eltarian. So the Eltarian is a little bit pissy because his parents were killed off, but he gives this interesting speech to Zack and Arkin saying, hey, you guys, you Omega Rangers, you're the only things keeping SafeHaven safe. And when you guys fall, when you guys are destroyed, all us aliens, we're going to turn on each other because we all don't get along. We're all different races and stuff like that. So you guys are the only thing keeping us together. And Arkin sort of takes out this guy in one shot. He elbows him and the guy goes down. So bird person for the win. So Arkin gives this big speech saying, when he first arrived here, he had no mate, he had no children, he had nothing because of the Eltarians. But instead of feeling sorry for himself, he decided to make this place his home. He says that this is not his world, but he vowed himself to protect SafeHaven and everyone here that comes within his life. This is his legacy. And he says to the Eltarian that he can't do this alone, and he can't give up on his world, and he can't give up on a home and a purpose. So I like that speech that Arkin gives to the Eltarian saying, hey, I'm going to rebuild and I'm going to protect everyone and I can't do it alone, so let's work together. So the whole thing about Arkin is he was the last of his kind, or I think he was the last of his kind, but he's willing to rebuild with different races and make SafeHaven the place he wants to protect so he doesn't lose anything else ever again. So that's why he's forming an alliance or forming a family with this Eltarian. So I do like that nice moment that the character has where he's offering the Eltarian to help him rebuild and protect this place from anything bad that could happen. But the whole line that the Eltarian says to Zack saying, hey, when you Omega Rangers fall, SafeHaven's done for. So no doubt about it, that line there is probably foreshadowing something that might happen in the nearby future in this comic. So definitely keep an eye on that line with something that could happen in this comic later down the line. The fall of the Omega Rangers losing a battle, and SafeHaven being under attack. We have yet to find out, so we gotta keep reading and find out if those words mean anything. Meanwhile, back on the Trini side of things, she's still trying to fix 11 and get his memories back in place, but there seems to be a problem and someone or something is blocking his memories, and we find out that it's 11. He's blocking the memory transfer. Why? Well, because 11's been through some shit, and he doesn't want to experience that stuff again, because he's stated physical destruction on his body on 2 separate occasions, and he's watched worlds being destroyed and countless lives being lost, and he doesn't want to go through those things again, so he restricts himself from experiencing those memories once again. So this is the whole interesting dynamic of a robot feeling things, a robot having post-traumatic stress. He doesn't want to relive those moments. A robot is feeling emotion, which is crazy. But he says to Trini saying, I don't want to experience those things again. I'm going to assist the Omega Rangers in what way I can, but please don't put those memories back in my mind. And if you do, just deactivate me. So that's the storyline going on with 11, where 11 does not want to experience the shit he's been through ever since 11 first appeared. I mean, the dude's been ripped apart by several different villains. He's been destroyed, and he's seen a lot of shit go down through the Omega Rangers' eyes as they were traveling across the galaxy. So I can understand if he doesn't want to relive those moments, but I do wonder if 11 is going to have some kind of moment where he gets a new body, a body where he can actually lend a helping hand instead of being the assistant drone. Maybe he'll get a fighting robot body. I don't know, but it's very interesting for Ryan to write a robot having like post-traumatic stress about everything that's happened so far for this character in the comics, and he doesn't want to relive those moments. So that is some deep shit going on right now with that character. I never think that 11 would have a deep story arc in this comic, in this comic in general, so that's something. Alright, Jason stuff now. So, while Jason is trying to find Draken, you've got this somewhat comedic scene of Yale chasing this little jellyfish, and during one of the pages, Jason gets interrupted by Yale. He goes outside to see where Yale is chasing it, and then you find out it's not one of them Yale is chasing, there's dozens of them. And this gives Jason an idea, saying, hey, instead of looking for Draken, we should be helping other planets out there. So the Omega Rangers put out a message to all kinds of different planets out there to tell them they're not alone. And we're here to help you if you need the help. So we get this montage of all these different alien races watching the Omega Rangers' message. We get this race of crocodile people with aliens, this race with what looks like xenomorphs from aliens. We get this other alien race that I don't know what they look like, but then on the next page, we cut to this desert planet and we see a mysterious cloaked being looking at Jason's message. And it is none other than Andros. That's right. Andros may or may not be playing a role in this comic. If you haven't been following the solicitations, I don't want to spoil it, but Andros, I get the feeling, is going to be playing a role in this comic if you got the Omega Rangers message. So, with the big signal out there, there's someone else that got the Omega Rangers signal. And these people look vaguely familiar to a race from a character we've seen before. And who these people are, they're a group of Ravagers, space pirates, space aliens, whatever you want to call it. They're causing destruction, fire, and chaos wherever they go. And we find out who these people are, and that is Garrison Vox's old gang. That's right, the followers of Garrison Vox are coming to fuck up the Omega Rangers shit. And I think that's the twist that got me the most, because I kind of knew we would see Andros eventually. I didn't think we'd see him this soon, but when we find out that it was this group of bad guys that got the message of the Omega Rangers, I was like, who the hell are these guys? And then you turn the page and Ryan's got that big reveal on the last page. And that is, it's time the followers of Vox had their revenge. I was like, holy shit, Vox had homies. He had a gang. I did not know that. I thought that guy was a one-man army, unless he's got some kind of cult going on that we never knew about. But the fact that Vox's followers are coming to mess with the Omega Rangers, I'm definitely looking forward to that. So yeah, that was Power Rangers issue 17. I thought this was a great issue. It's setting up for some big things happening later down the line with future issues, and I'm excited to see in the upcoming issues in the next couple of months, so I'm really excited for that. But I can't wait to see what Garrison Vox's followers are going to do when they show up to SafeHaven or when they track down the Omega Rangers, because I get the feeling they're going to show up on SafeHaven and wreck up the place. They're going to mess with the vault and probably free Garrison Vox. They're probably going to break every jar in sight, freeing characters we saw in the Necessary Evil story arc, because they don't know what vault Garrison Vox is in, so they're probably just going to break everyone they see until they free them. Who knows? But either way, I'm really excited to see what Ryan is going to do next. I mean, we've got Andros showing up next month, I believe, so a bunch of cool stuff will be happening with this comic later down the line. So with that said, I'm going to bring this review to an end. What did you guys think of Power Rangers issue 17? Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. With that said, I'm going to bring this video to a close. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Special thanks to all the Patreon supporters and YouTube members. Swaggerful and Andrew McCoyle and the Power Bunny was a $30 member. If you want to get your name shouted out like these guys over here, hit the join button and become a YouTube member for special perks and stuff like that on the channel. With that said, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, take care. Bye.